Have you been to Obama's presidential library? Of course not. No one has. It's been in the works for 8 years, and it's only half done. But it is breaking records for the most days between leaving office and the grand opening, nearly 3,000 days and counting. Originally, it was supposed to cost $350 million, but a couple minor setbacks, some snowy winters. The price tag is now over $800 million. The Bulls built Jordan the United Center for under $200 million. Is Barack a bigger deal than Michael? We'll leave that debate for Stephen A. And speaking of Jordan, even he couldn't save Obama's pet project. He donated millions, along with, of course, George Soros, to help dig more dirt. But this library was doomed from the start because it was being built up with DEI.
Part of the reason we're here is because today is our big groundbreaking for the Presidential Center in Jackson Park. And, you know, it's going to be a 4-year project, a lot of work being done. And part of Michelle and my commitment was we want to make sure that the workforce on the center is representative of Chicago.
Obama demanded a third of the workforce to be minorities. No exceptions. But work didn't last for long. 3 years ago, a worker flagged a rope that looked like a noose, so Obama blew the whistle and sent everyone to anti-bias boot camp. Since then, the site's in disrepair. Cracked concrete as far as the eye can see. And now the DEI contractors are backstabbing Barack, suing him for $40 million for racial discrimination. Obama stepped on his own shovel. This is what happens when you make racial promises you can't keep. Lawsuits, cost overruns, and slowdowns. But versions of his DEI boondoggle have played out all over America for years. It's why we celebrate DEI Thursdays. Biden tied up his own projects in woke red tape. You want a new road in Maine? Good luck finding a diverse construction contractor. The state's 90% white. This is how you end up spending $8 billion on a half dozen charging stations. You got to be rational and flexible. Democrats ripped Trump for not paying contractors to finish jobs. Will they do the same for Barack? Donald Trump changed city skylines around the world, yet Obama can't even finish a library at a local park? At this rate, Trump will finish his library first. And who knows? Maybe Mexico will pay for it. Fox and Friends weekend co-host Charlie Hurt joins me now. Charlie, this is quite a long process. What happened here?
Well, first of all, I just want to take a minute to appreciate how badly masks aged. I mean, looking at this right here with all of them masked up and shields on their faces, I love that forever we will be explaining to our children and our grandchildren this psychotic episode that we all went through and that we never want to go through again. For the library, I love this story. It is the greatest story. It is a perfect encapsulation of Barack Obama's presidency. It was unnecessarily racialized, and then it winds up being years late, massively over budget, and then, of course, we find out totally incompetently done, kind of like everything he did throughout his presidency. And what I think is really remarkable here, massively over budget, it's at $800 million right now. It's going to wind up being over $1 billion. This is going to be the first $1 billion library ever built that's not like part of some university. And here's the crazy thing about it, Jesse. There are going to be billionaires who still want to suck up to this guy, who are going to give him the money to finish building this thing.
It looks so ugly. Can you see the screen?
And it's so ugly.
It's so ugly. It's so ugly. And Charlie, we don't care if the contractor's white, black, a woman, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. But when you put this has to be this race for this amount of contracts, this is what happens. Right. Everybody just sues each other.
Yeah, exactly. And it is so ugly. It is so ugly. If you paid me $1 billion to go into this library, for this to be my library, I would say no thanks. Keep your $1 billion. It's so freaking ugly. Kind of like, but again, a perfect encapsulation of his entire presidency.
All right. I guarantee you Trump's library is going to be finished before Barack's. Guarantee it. And he should actually make that.
And it will be gold and beautiful.
It'll be gold and beautiful. Charlie, great to see you.
And Mexico will pay for it.
And Mexico will pay for it. More prime time.